Now, let's study some past questions on stoichiometry. Before you watch this aspect, please go back and study your mole concept and the concept of stoichiometry. Then we now move to past questions. Now, let's look at this first question. This is from JAM 2019. You can see it's a very recent one. Now, let's solve. You can pause the video to try the problem out. So let's see. So they said from the equation above, the mass of magnesium required to react with 250 centimeter cube of 0.5 molar HCl is what? Now, if you look at this equation, magnesium reacts with hydrochloric acid to give magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. So you are asked to calculate that what mass of magnesium is required to react with HCl. Remember, I told us that to attack stoichiometric question, know what you are given and know what you are asked to look for. The question says what? The mass of magnesium required. It means that you are asked to find the mass of magnesium. They say required to react with 250 centimeter cubed of 0.5 molar HCl, then to react with this. It means that in this question, we have the parameters for HCl and we are asked to calculate the mass of magnesium. That's all. Now, firstly, remember, I told you that here we solve by converting anything we have to mole. Assume we were given mass, we use mole equal mass over molar mass to convert it to mole. But look at what we have here. We have 250 centimeter cube, this volume, of 0.5 molar HCl. This 0.5 molar, remember, it is concentration. This is concentration. And this one that I have here is what? Is volume. Are we together? Good. Now, from here, calculate the mole of HCl. So from here, I'll say mole of HCl is equal to what? The mole of HCl that is reacting is equal to, remember, CV over 1000. Why am I using CV over 1000? Because I have concentration and volume in cm cubed. So I have 0.5 times 250 divided by 1000. So 250 here 1, 250 here will give me 4. So I have 0.5 divided by 4. That will give me 0.125. So I have 0.125 for mole. Good. Now, from the equation above, what happens? You can observe that 1 mole of magnesium reacts with 2 mole of hydrochloric acid. That is, 1 mole of magnesium reacts with 2 moles of what? Of hydrochloric acid. Therefore, check 0.125 mole of HCl. You can see this HCl. Therefore, 0.125 mole of HCl will react with what mole of magnesium? I'll say X. Then from here, I will cross multiply. 2 times X will give me 2X equal to 1 times 0.125 will give me 0.125. From here, you are looking for X, divide both sides by 2. Then that will give me 0.125 divided by 2. That will give me, therefore, my X is equal to 0.0625 mole of magnesium. Remember, what I've calculated in this question is what? Is mole of magnesium. But the question says calculate what? The mass of magnesium. And do not forget, from our previous solving, that what? Mass of magnesium will what? Mole times molar mass. Now, what is the mole we got from the question? 0.0625. Then times what's the molar mass of magnesium? That is what? 24. That's 24. So I multiply this by 24. What will I have? So my answer is what? 1.5 what? 1.5 mole, 1.5 grams of magnesium. 1.5 grams of magnesium. Guys, that is that for that. So my answer is what? Option B. That's how to solve the question. You can see I will solve by getting mole. Then from my mole, if I'm asked to find mass, I'll multiply the mole by molar mass. If I'm asked to find volume, I'll multiply the mole by 22.4 dm cube. You can see the pattern. So that's that for that. Now let's solve this question. We have this equation, sodium carbonate reacting with hydrochloric acid to give me sodium chloride, water, and carbon dioxide, or you call this carbon 4 oxide, anyone. Using the equation, what volume of carbon dioxide measured at STP is liberated when 53 grams of sodium carbonate is dissolved in hydrochloric acid? Now, looking at this stoichiometric equation you have, you will see that what? It is balanced. Now, when you observe that, remember, before you can attack any stoichiometric question, know what you are given and know what you are asked to look for. In this question, they said, what's volume of carbon dioxide? You can see, what's volume of carbon dioxide? It means that what you are asked to calculate the volume of carbon dioxide. Good. You are asked to look for this. They said, method that STP is liberated when 53 grams of sodium carbonate. You can see, you were given 53 grams of sodium carbonate, therefore you were given this. It means that you are asked to find this and you were given this. Good. It means that you will pay attention to this too. You won't pay attention to other substance in the equation. Now let's go. Observe, they gave us 53 grams of sodium carbonate. Firstly, what is the molar mass of sodium carbonate? Molar mass of Na2CO3. What would that give us? Remember, sodium is 23, but you have 2 atoms of sodium, so that will be 2 times 23. Then plus carbon is 12, oxygen you have 16. So when you do this, you get 106 grams per mole. That's the molar mass. Now, they gave you 53 grams of sodium carbonate in this question. You see, wherever you have this mass, convert it to mole. So the mole of sodium carbonate is equals to mass over molar mass. So what is the mass? 53 grams divided by 106. So what will you get? So we have 53 divided by 106. So that will give me 0.5 mole. So I have 0.5 mole of Na2CO3. Now, from the equation above, what happened? You observe that 1 mole of Na2CO3 is what? See, 1 mole of Na2CO3 gave me 1 mole of CO2. Hello, are you following? You can see that I told us that we were given this and we are asked to look for this. So they are the two things that we'll be comparing in the equation. They are what we are going to pay attention to. Now, 1 mole of Na2CO3, 1 mole of what? Na2, let me put mole. 1 mole of NH2CO3, Na2CO3 produced 1 mole of what? CO2. Therefore, 0.5 mole of Na2CO3 will give me what? 0.5 mole of Na2CO3, 0.5 mole of Na2CO3 will give me what? Guys, don't forget, whenever this initial mole are the same, 1 to 1 or 2 to 2, 5 to 5, and so on like that, they will always be the same. So 0.5 mole of Na2CO3 will also give me 0.5 mole of CO2. Okay, so therefore the mole of CO2 produced there is 0.5 mole of CO2. So keep this. But remember, the question did not tell you to find mole. The question told you to find what? Volume. The question told you to find, and remember, whenever you want to find volume, you say volume of CO2 will be equal to what? You use this mole, 0.5, to multiply what? 22.4 dm cubed. Don't forget, as when you were asked to find the mass of CO2, you will have said what? Mass equal mole times molar mass. But here you are asked to find volume. You use this mole to multiply 22.4 dm cubed, and that's what that will give me 11.2 dm cubed, and this is my answer. Guys, observe the pattern of solving stoichiometric question. That's just the pattern. Okay, so thanks for watching this aspect.